All right, so I want to dive into the strengths and weaknesses of these lenses that we're taking to competition. Now, this is your best low light lens. This is the Yongnuo 35mm f2. Now, this one can get really bright because look at that number right there. f5.6 can go all the way down to f2, which means you have a very big hole, all right? And then you're going to let in a lot of light and you're going to have a blurry background because of that really big hole, okay? And then for this one, the 18, this one, the 10 to 18, this is good for when you want to go super wide and you're doing your establishing shots. So I'm going to connect it right there, okay? So this is going to be, this is, the weakness for this lens is that the best it can do is, if you zoom out, see that, I zoom out, and then I zoomed out, and then the best I can do is 4.5. And this is not a low light lens. So if you're in a dark place, this is good, but not that good. Not as good as this one, because this is gonna let you get more light inside and make the image brighter. Then the problem with this is that, and this lens as well, okay, when you zoom in, what's gonna happen is you see the aperture change. This is called a variable zoom. You see, when you zoom in, you get to 5.6. That is the biggest hole that you can get when you zoomed into 18. And then when you zoom back out to 10, you can get 4.5. And you zoom in, you can get 5.6. Now this one right here, this last lens that I'm gonna switch to, this 18 to 135, again, line this up, okay? When you are at 18 millimeters, all right, see that, 18 millimeters? Look what's gonna happen here. The best you can get is a 3.5 aperture, but once you zoom in, see that, I'm zooming in, all right? The best I can get is a 5.6 aperture because this is also a variable zoom. I cannot spin the dial and get anything lower than a 5.6 unless I zoom all the way out to 18 millimeters. I know, sorry, it's all blurry. Then I can get back down to 3.5. So those are the drawbacks. Drawbacks and strengths are, this is great, it's a fixed prime, which means that you can't really zoom in or anything like that, but it can shoot really good in the dark. This one is strong because it can shoot super wide shots, but it is not good in the dark. And you can get just enough zoom if you need to. This one is good for when you want to zoom super close without disturbing somebody doing what they're doing, right? Get a long shot. And its drawback is it's also a variable zoom, just like this one, which is not strong in low light. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you need to zoom in and get the shot that you need to get in a dark situation and just crank up the ISO. All right, those are some pro tips there for you regarding how these lenses work in their different situations. Okay, so if you're like in tight spaces, this is the one. This would probably be the only one you use. Okay, deuces.